All right, hello friends of the internet. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the studio. My name is Vasko Obscura. I'm a professional photographer, and today we're going to be looking at some product shots that I shot for a company called Sxvxge Couture. Okay, so a few days ago, I worked with Sxvxge Couture on some product shots, and we shot model of Vanessa Luis, which is, she's a beautiful Portuguese model here in Toronto. Here is a photo of her here, and I shot her for VX2 TV food channel, and I've shot her for this channel before. It'll be linked down below if you want to see other content with Vanessa Luis. She's a lot of fun. She's a ride to shoot. Let's just leave it at that. She's a lot of fun. Yeah, so Sxvxge Couture contacted me about shooting some product shots. They got some bracelets that they want shot. They're going to launch later on this summer. They haven't launched yet, but their Instagram will be down below. So if you want to give them a follow, if you like this kind of stuff, when they launch, everything will go live. They'll post all the photos, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be, I think they're doing some really cool things. I'll show you one product here. Where is it? This is it's got a shark, right? We got some beads here. They're like iridescent pearl beads, and they glow in the light, which is really cool. But the cool thing about this product is they told me that a part of whatever revenue they make from selling this bracelet in particular is going to go towards some organization which helps sharks. So that's kind of cool, you know. I like that. I like that. So it's there's a little bit of an environmental incentive to get that kind of stuff. Plus that bracelet looks really cool. I mean, these things just shimmer depending on how the light hits it. It's really cool. I like it. But we're not going to be looking at the product shots today. We're going to save those for another time. Right now we're going to look at the photos of Vanessa, and let's take a look. So these are the ones that they selected from the shoot. Now these are just product shots. I shot these with an 85 1.2, and some were shot with a 35 1.4. So the idea was to get really shallow depth of field, so the product is in focus, and then the background just falls off into creamy bokeh goodness. And that's exactly what we got here. This was the 85, and yeah, see the bracelet, it's not so sharp, not so sharp. And here, this one, we got the two bracelets, one on each arm. Of course, with the super shallow depth of field, one's in focus and one isn't, but that's all right. For Instagram, once it's all shrunk down, it'll look just fine. And here we go, nice face in the background, bracelet with the face. Although I think here I might have to fix up the arm a little bit. The bracelets are squeezing the skin. It looks a little awkward, so I might have to fix that. It's pretty good. Again, showing off the bracelet. I guess this photo here is going to be like a time capsule for the era in which this was shot. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're not going to be wearing these masks for too much longer, because this whole thing will be over. I'm already tired of it. And there's another product shot. I don't know why they selected. I don't like the fact that one finger is kind of over top of the other here. The client selected all these photos, but I'm going to see if there's another one. Maybe I'll suggest. And that's it. Yeah, so we shot these in a grungy alleyway. We went into the alleyway. We found a garage with a nice black wall, and it just had this matte black wall, and she was wearing the black and white shirt. And it's beautiful because it doesn't distract. There's nothing in the background that distracts. It's like there's her and there's the bracelet, and there's nowhere else for your eye to go. So it really focuses your attention on the bracelet, which is what you want in a product shot like this. It's busy, but it's not too busy. So that's it. This is a first of a series of photos we're going to be doing for this brand. But let's edit one. Let's take a look and see. Let's do some Lightroom edits. What are we going to do? Develop mode. So the first thing I do is take the shadows and bring them up. Although with this one, I don't think we need to because it's fairly light. Let's take the highlights down. Let's take the whites down. Knock the saturation up a little bit. I mean, vibrance up, saturation down. So vibrance is plus 19. I don't want to make her skin orange. Okay, let's leave saturation at 0, vibrance plus 19. Let's bring the blacks down a little bit. But I'm not liking the orange tone on her skin. I don't know if that's a real tan or a cream tan or whatever. Bump up sharpness a bit. ISO 400, I don't think we have to worry about noise, but let's play here a little. Let's play with these. We're gonna bump that up. We're gonna bump the blue saturation up, and then we're gonna take down the green saturation a bit. There we go. Add a little more redness to the skin by moving this along. Change the green hue. There we go. Okay, let's see it before and after. There's before, there's after. So we've taken a lot of the orange out of the skin and brought it back more towards like a red, so it looks more like a natural tan. And the rose gold in the product shots also looks better here if you check the before and after. Okay, I like it. Do we have to do any dodging and burning? I don't think so. I'm gonna blend this shadow line in a little bit later in Photoshop, but I think overall this looks good. So let's go back here, right click, develop, copy settings, and we're just gonna apply this to all the images. Develop, paste settings. And now, which one are we gonna look at in Photoshop? Kind of like this one, but there's not much to do with this one. This one's good too. These are pretty good right out of camera. There's not much we're gonna have to do, but you can see here there's like a scar or a burn mark or something. We're gonna have to fix that up. There's just a little bits here and there, but overall I don't think there's too much to do. You know, let's work on this one because I want to blend the shadow. See how it kind of goes from like a shadowy spot to a highlight and then the face. So there's just a really harsh line here. So we're going to use a little frequency separation to clean that up. And then we get rid of that spot there. And yeah, that should be it. Not too much work here, but let's do this one in Photoshop. And as you can see, we're shooting in a 4:3 aspect ratio. This is for Instagram. These are all going to be Instagram photos and maybe photos on the website. All right, so let's do some basic cleanup here. First, we're going to duplicate the layer. And let's see what we got going on here. We're going to clean up this little piece of fluff. That's okay. Anything on the hand we have to clean up? No, on the arm, no, nothing really. This is a little bit disturbing. Let's get rid of this. It's a visual distraction, so that's gone. Gone. Okay, we have some chromatic abrasion happening here. So one thing with the old 85 1.2, it does create a lot of chromatic abrasion when you're shooting with the EOS R. Maybe with the new mount and the adapter or something. I shot a wedding recently and I noticed that chromatic abrasion, and we'll be looking at those wedding photos in an upcoming video, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. Get rid of that, a little bit of that. Don't have to do too much here. It's not a big deal. And let's get rid of that little fluff. And good. So everything here looks good. Now we're gonna do a little frequency separation. I've got a little action for that. And I don't know if you know what frequency separation is, but it basically takes the photos and splits the photo into two. So one layer is the tones, as you can see here. And the other layer is just the textures, which there's not much texture to this photo except here in the bracelet and there in the hat. But what we want to do is we want to play with the tones to try and get rid of this highlight here. So change the brush to a mixer brush. And I have to make a video on frequency separation. I'm going to do that soon. And get rid of these lines under the eyes. There we go. And then we're going to blend this slightly. And we'll blend the skin here, smooth it out a little bit. Okay, I don't know why I'm using a mouse. Who works with a mouse? Okay, that's a lot better. It's a lot more natural with the tablet. Okay, that looks good. and smooth out the textures here a little bit, or the tones. Okay. And you can also use frequency separation to really make the bokeh bulkier, creamier, however you want to call it. But you can smooth out the background with this too. Let's fix up this lip area here. Okay. Now we're going to turn the textures back on. And there we go. Let's take a look at a before and after here. Okay, so we just smoothed out under the eye. We got rid of that highlight. We smoothed out the skin a little bit. Merge that down. And I'm the type of Photoshopper who just merges everything down. I don't keep layers upon layers upon layers of stuff. I really don't care. After doing this for 15 years, it's just kind of like, if I really need to go back, I'll just go back and re-edit it. Let's get rid of this chromatic abrasion. So we're going to create a new layer. There we go. And color. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the eyedropper tool. And we're going to sample a color, because this is not pure black. It's kind of like a bluish black. So we're going to sample that. Then we'll take the brush and make sure we're on the right brush. We don't want the mixer brush. We want the regular brush, and we're just going to color over this. Oh, I sampled the wrong color. You can see here. Okay, so we're going to sample this black here. That's more in line with what we're looking for. And then down here, we'll sample this one. No, we won't. This seems to be the best choice here. Okay, so we're going to sample that. Except for here, I'm going to make it a little bit different. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And this is a before and after. So let's zoom in here. And you can see the chromatic abrasion is gone with a little color layer. And it's easy now because I'm working on a black background or a black shirt, so it's easy to get rid of this chromatic abrasion in this way. But there are other methods if the background's more complicated. Okay, so that is that. It looks good. Now, next thing I'm going to do is duplicate the layer again. We're going to go and sharpen this bracelet. So step number 1 is I'm going to do an actual sharpen, and then step number 2 is I'm going to do a high pass to make it pop. So we're going to go to filter, sharpen, and smart sharpen. Okay, so we're going to bring down the amount. We're going to bring down the radius. So 234, 1, and 6. That'll just give it a little more pop. And let's see before and after. It's ever so slight. So anyway, we're going to mask this out and just paint in the areas where we want the sharpness. So we don't want her whole arm to be sharp. We just want the bracelet. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is, okay, merge that down, duplicate layer, then we're going to do a high pass. So we're going to go filter, other, high pass, and we're going to bring the number down. Let's see, 9 looks good. That 9.2, that looks good. So we're going to hit OK, and then we're going to change the blend mode to soft light. So yeah, there we go. It gives it a little more pop. And the same thing, we are going to mask it out. And there it is. Okay, so that just gives it a little more texture. And there we go. File, save. So when you hit file save in Photoshop after exporting it from Lightroom, it'll just create a TIFF back in Lightroom. So now we have the CR3 and the TIFF. So if we want, now we can develop this even further. And what I usually do is I'll clean up the photo in Photoshop, and then I'll apply some kind of effect afterwards. And let's see, what do we want to do? Been really into this effect recently, but before I apply any effects, I'm going to talk to the client and see what they want. Maybe they want more of a natural look. All right, and that is it. Now I am going to apply the same technique to all the photos. That's usually how I work with my workflow. I'll pick one and I'll figure out exactly what I want to do, how I want to do it, and then I'll just duplicate that same process across all the photos, and then we'll be back and we'll take a look at them. All right, we are done. Let's take a look at these photos. All right, so let's take off this, and okay, so these are edited and very minimal editing. It's gonna look pretty much like it did before, and these are the shots. Of course, no color grading, no coloring of any kind. These are just straight out of camera, and get that done. But everything looks good. I'm happy with these so far. And I'm pretty sure the client's gonna be happy with these. We got another shoot lined up. We're gonna be going to a car dealership, and we're gonna be shooting some bracelets and hands on steering wheels and fancy cars. We have a McLaren. I think there's, what's it called? I keep forgetting what it's called. It is Wrath. We have a Wrath and some other cars, and we're gonna be shooting in those, and hopefully we have enough time to do a video behind the scenes. If not, I'll be doing some stuff like this where I look at the photos that we select. And that is that. My name is Vasko Obscura. I'm a professional full-time photographer. I've been shooting since 2005. I do the glam stuff, which you see a lot of, and I also do a lot of commercial stuff. I actually have two websites, boom, boom. And one is for the glamour stuff and one is for the commercial stuff. And I'm thinking of merging them all together into one website. I split them apart a couple of years ago, and I don't like running two businesses and promoting two businesses. I'd rather have everything on one, even though it's kind of one of those things where it's like a jack of all trades and people want someone who specializes in something. But I split them apart, but it doesn't seem to be helping, or it doesn't seem to be helping in terms of creating more business. It just makes life more difficult for me. But anyway, that's something I will look at in another video. That being said, I'm a professional product photographer. If you want me to shoot your products, message me anytime. Message me on either one of these websites. Just shoot me an email or message me through Instagram or whatever. And yeah, let's talk about shooting your products. I'm located here in Toronto, so if you're a Toronto business, you know, you can pop in. Let's talk about shooting some products. If you're anywhere else in the world, you can always ship me the products. I'll shoot them and send you the photos. And yeah, so that is that. Peace out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next Sxvxge Couture video, where we hopefully get to use a McLaren. That would be fun. All right, see you guys in the next one.